as a journalist, that's just an energizing environment to be in. You also feel like you're covering things that are about life and death. And you feel so alive as when you're doing that kind of work. You feel like what you're doing really matters.
The network needs reporters on the ground in Afghanistan.
And you folks are all the unmarried, childless personnel in this bureau. Kim, are you going to be joining in?
The travel or the crime? How many people do you need?
I had heard that the Chicago Tribune wanted to have more women correspondents overseas, and that I wanted to have an opportunity. And so I walked into the foreign editor's office and I introduced myself to him. I said, my name is Kim Barker, I am single, and I am childless, so therefore I'm expendable. And then, I wanted to see if I could do Afghanistan and Pakistan. Pretty much every time in my life where I've had a choice between two career options, the safe one, the comfortable one, and the one that scares me more and is more challenging, I'm always gonna go for the scarier one and see if I can actually do it. There was something about that country that just got under your skin. It was something about the people there, about how beautiful it was, about watching the West flood into this place, and the internet, TV, cell phones, Western style clothing. They don't want war there. I think most average people, what they want is security and safety and a way to send their kids to school so they come home safe at the end of the day. They have senses of humor like you wouldn't believe. Everybody who reads English over there reads the book and they're like, oh, you get our sense of humor, you've got our sense of humor.
I kind of found it, and I think a lot of the female reporters over there found it to be fine to be a woman. In fact, it was an advantage. You look at some of the best reporting that came out of Afghanistan, and it's going to be female reporters. And, it was like you had access to half the population, women, that it was more difficult for male reporters to get access to. It's like women would be more honest, I think, with another woman, especially given the cultural constraints.
Some of the crazier things that happened to Kim in the movie that you might suspect, oh, that's made up for the movie, those things are true. Those things happened to Kim Barker.
And I think being a journalist is sort of like being a police officer, a doctor. You get a bit of a sense of humor that might seem a little bit macabre to outsiders, but in many ways is the only way you can cope with everything you're seeing. I wanted to portray myself. I think a lot of books by foreign correspondents and war correspondents, it's like you've got the journalist as hero almost, and the all-seeing journalist who never makes a mistake and smartest person in the room and sort of omnipotent. It's really easy to do that, and looking back. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do a funny book and darkly comic, and you can do that either by making fun of Afghans and Pakistanis, or, which I do that with leaders, definitely, but you got to make fun of yourself. And I also wanted to show what it was really like to go there and learn to do this job just by going.